How's everybody doing today? Gonna do some more population placement and maybe get into some skull and bones in a little bit. So I need to make a list of things. So wall moss, therefore variants. Need some large here nuclear moss. And we got get rid of these anyway. Get rid of that pack there. Need water wheel. Go out. Yeah. Go out. The river. Absolutely. And how are you today? Sorry, I totally missed your first message. How's it going, sir? Be sure to check out the Humble Bundle. See if you're in collection of game audio. Oh, I already picked it up. I've already picked it up. Matter of fact, that's uh, what you're hearing right now. I had bought the original Japanese music, and I noticed this one had part 2 on it, and so I grabbed it. Yeah, so I appreciate you looking out though. It is definitely it's a good pack. I haven't listened to everything yet. I just listened to I just grabbed the one for mainly grabbed it for the Japanese one for now at least. And then I'll start getting through the rest of that bundle hopefully. There's a lot in there. So but thanks for pointing it out. I sat and teetered on it for a while, and then I was like, "Yeah, I'll just go and grab it." Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, and I think I was having this conversation yesterday, the day before yesterday. Um, everything's just kind of meshing in together. Um, I buy so many humble bundles that I have duplicates of everything. And so whenever I see one, it takes me forever to pull the trigger on it because I need to go through it and look at it. Oh, right on. Uh, so yeah, yeah. So again, thanks for looking out. I haven't even started doing the sound effects for things yet, so I'm sure that will come in handy too. Trying to think of other things I need here. I see a lot of bareness. I'm not digging it. Need some corner style plant life. Put it on light. So how are you today, Lorescent? Reticent? How'd the rest of the meeting go? I noticed you were still hanging out when I left. Red spade into a map. Whoa! What I did there. Wait, nope. Hmm. Oh, weird. So I was just thinking about streaming a bit, but I'm trying. Wasn't that the I was going to ask you? So that throws me, dude. Because check this out. Someone who was there played off as you, and so like I even brought up, I was like, oh yeah, and I even brought up some things in yeah, crazy, because he was like, I was in your stream yesterday, and I was like, oh, hey, what's going on? I thought you weren't gonna be able to make it, and he's like, oh man, and like that is super weird, super weird. Oh my God. I mean, unless I said, oh, prophecy. You're making working on prophecy, right? And he goes, yeah, but I'm very secretive of my work. And I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry. Oh damn, that's that's crazy. So I don't know. Maybe he didn't hear me right. No, no, I'm serious, dude. Either he didn't hear me right and he was in my stream, and maybe we just got, I assumed, and by his responses, it just got lost in the communication, but I totally thought that's crazy. Wow. Like oh man, I was like, oh shit, damn, so you were able to make it out? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. And then I thought, because I'm thinking, uh because I brought the game up, and when he said, he goes, I'm very private about what I do, and I was like, oh shit, sorry, man. I didn't mean to like talk about your game in public when you have it on Steam, which sounded weird to me. So I'm like, all right, I'll just back away. That's super weird.
This is the rest. That's not the dude you met.
No, not at all. Nope. It's crazy, dude. That's that's super weird. Again, I don't think he was trying to be malicious or anything. I think we may have just crossed the communication oddly. But like I seriously thought it was you. And so I'm like talking like we were talking the other day in stream, and I don't. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That was, but now that you said that, it's like it's throwing me for a loop. I'm like, holy shit. I didn't either, but he knew. He's like, that was how it started, right? He was like, he goes, well, that's kind of how I knew you were local in your stream. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, and I couldn't remember your screen name. And I was like, fuck. So I couldn't confirm that was, but I brought your game up. I said prophecy, right? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. Now I know who you are. We've talked. Okay, cool. And like I said, he was like, but I'm very private. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up your game. My bad. So, unless me and him talked on another day, but I don't know. Super weird. Now I'm tripping. That's crazy. I can't get over that now. That's gonna fuck with me all night. Very, very, very. So weird. Now I'm gonna go back next month and be like, you weren't who I thought you were. You imposter. Yeah. No, I mean it was cool. I mean, there was a lot of people who presented, and that took a lot of time, which is cool. I mean, I get it. That's the form you want, right? Um, but I like the networking part of those meetings. I don't get me wrong, the talks are cool, and I guess I just come at it from a little different angle because I teach a lot of that stuff. So they weren't. I wasn't learning anything new. I was learning different perspective. Actually, I'll take that back. One guy was talking. The creator of the Lost in Space game, he was talking about his experience with Next Fest, which I found super interesting because that is what I want to shoot for June. And so hearing what his experience was like with it, I was like, oh, this is cool. This is what I get. Yeah, yeah. So essentially, just to give you a quick rundown, I don't think so. But there was a guy that was recording, but I don't think he recorded the whole thing, and I think he may have only been recording the one guy who presented, and that was before the guy that did the Next Fest talk. Because they were friends, and I think he was covering him to do that. So basically, his experience was, first off, do it was kind of his thing, right? Like this, it was an amazing experience for him. But what he showed was, because the first day or the first 2 days, Steam puts Next Fest on the front page, and so he was getting a lot of traction while he was playing his video and stuff. And then I can't remember which one came first. I think he crashed. He had it looping when he went to bed, and it crashed. And when he got up the next day, he was like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "Ah, no big deal," because it had started tapering off. until he got a comment on his game saying, "Hey, this is supposed to run for a whole week. You need to put this back up." And it was just some random person who was interested in the game. So he was like, "You're right. I'm sorry," and he put it back up. And he showed like each day how many eyeballs he got on his game. At the end of the 7 days or whatever it is, he had 24,000 views on his game, and he skyrocketed, the most he's ever had for wish lists on his game. And his whole front was like, this is just something you have to do. It is free marketing without you doing anything, really. I mean, there was a lot that you had to do, but not going out there like, you know, what we probably end up doing right now. So it's, and the other thing that he told me was, because I said you just got to be sure because you only get one shot at it. He goes, actually, they made it for two. Yeah, same. I was like, oh hell yeah. And now that there's two, I'm gonna, if I can hit June, then I'm gonna hit it again right before, maybe like the next fest before we expect to launch. So it was cool. I was so glad that he had put that in there, because I've been talking to this guy for I think a couple of years now, because he was at the first con that Kate did. Man, phew, yeah, yeah. And if they run the same thing where it's like the first 2 or 3 days is on the front page, I mean that's gold right there. And the next one's not until October. I mean, our plan is definitely to have it done and ready to go. We just brought on an intern to do the animations, so we should be good. No, you're not crazy, man. It's it's gonna be a lot of work. I know it, but the only thing I need to figure out, because he was talking about the video, and I think it's the video of him talking about the game. Oh, thanks. I hope it works out. I really, really do. Because if she can get these animations knocked out, that's a huge load. Okay, but don't forget, I need snacks. I need snacks. I am getting too hungry in between time I get to work and lunch. Love you. Oh, will you do me a favor before you take off? Can you bring me up something to drink? Thank you. Such in a rush to get up here. I forgot all the necessities. I was even kind of late starting. Both? What's up, Bloody? If you're in a rush, something cold's fine. But if you have time, I'll definitely take coffee. It's been a long day. Do I want iced coffee? Why do you gotta throw like two things at once? Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. What's going on? Yeah, just regular coffee's fine. Yes, it's hot. Hot. I think my G Field's down there. If you want to just grab that when you come up with the coffee, I'm pretty sure it's full. Ah, so what's going on, Kotex? What are you up to? Um, Not that this has to do with anything with game development, but well, it does and it doesn't. I reached out to a former student of mine who works for Santa Monica Studios, and what made me think about it, since he had talked about coming, just checking out the stream, checking out the game and stuff like that. I've kind of wanted to get back into like interviewing, and I wonder if he would be up for it. I need to talk to him. I haven't talked to him, but I think it'd be cool to like interview some people that are in the industry, and then maybe if I can get a hold of some people who do this independently, I think that'd be cool. Waiting on some stuff to transfer so I can render, and then I can leave work. Cool. So you're just chilling, really, waiting for that shit to render. um, there's someone else I was gonna reach out to, and now I can't remember. Yeah. So, when Kate was pretty much just population placement and then writing up a list of what I need still. As you can see, it's pretty bare in certain areas. And this is what I did yesterday was getting in some of these other moss pieces in. I need to put spikes in different places. I want to get some lighting plants in different areas. Oh, thank you. You didn't bring up my.
What?
I said my G Fuel's like downstairs. Could have grabbed that when you brought it up.
Here's that part.
Okay, it's fine.
Since Sarah's up with it, she gets it.
Okay, thank you. And headed home to play some Helldivers. The game is cracked right now. That's what I hear from everybody, actually. I like Skull and Bones. It's pretty fun. I may you can't water torture her. She's not streaming. She'd give you the big bird. I thought about getting Helldivers too, but I don't even have time to play Skull and Bones, and I just bought that. I bought the damn big pack too. Okay, so, but yeah, what was I saying? Basically just population, and then trying to think of ways to optimize this a little bit better. Like this background, let's see if I can find it. But the brick image there is so huge, and it is taking a lot of weight, and I can't have it. Can't have it. So is this it? Is this it? That is it. Look at that. That thing is enormous. But I want to convert it to a normal map, and so you don't see the black lines, you'll see the light shining on it. I think that'd be cool. That's what she said. Alright, since you see the whole thing at once. I could, but it is, if I tile it, then it's gonna look repeating, right? Like if you look here, and then, because I really want it to be where it looks kind of sparse. Like some of the I guess clay, would it be, whatever they put over on top of it, it's kind of fading out. I don't know what they would have put onto it in the 1800s to cover the brick stuff. So Smaller textures and lay over it to add that variety. I mean, I can. I mean, that's. I mean, to be fair, I'll probably end up doing because right now, um, when we first did this, this is just a leftover graphic. The brick is. This whole background was just one big image, and now we've kind of separated it. Uh, let's see, so you can see it disappears. So I may just get four images like that, or maybe one image that I just repeat in those four quadrants. Yeah. And we got an ad coming up in about a little less than a minute, just so you guys know. And if you hang up, that'd be much appreciated. So, but I think this is going to be what happens is that I just get it broken into fours, or at least one, and then I'll just use the same one to create that normal map. Because you're right. I mean, really, you know, you're only seeing like this bit. If this was the only, you wouldn't be able to compare this quadrant with the second quadrant or the third. You thought you were gonna get me? Shoo. So even if I go up, oh, Loretta's, see, it got fixed, and it looks much better. So now you can see the next that it continues on. Hey, we were running on the same page there. Need to get these not to look like they're flowing. Can you guys see the? Yeah, you can. Oh, and we're not. Oh, took some damage. Oh, got to do the same thing there too. Oh, that's sticking. Why is that sticking out? That's weird. Hey, God dang it. Hey, oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. And welcome back, everybody. Holy crap. Guy's angry. Haha. Take that. Oh, he killed me. So what are you thinking? I mean, it's possible that the bus still dropped her off. Sometimes that app just blows. wonder if I take a PNG, switch it to be a grayscale. I can make a, I can still make a normal map out of that. Oh, where's the edit button? Of course it did. Of course it did. Look how long it takes to load. It's so huge. It's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at this. 25,000 pixels across. It's fucking huge. Yeah. Yeah. And we used to have that background at the same size. And I was like, okay, we're gonna need to cut this down. And I knew I was going to do it with this one too. I just hadn't got there yet. Oh my goodness. I'm sure it being a PNG, it's even heavier. Look at that. 800 megabytes just for this image. Mm. Office closes at 3:30. Oh, fucking kidding me. And the bus. Ugh. Yeah, I know. I know. Well, I mean, my artist has never made art for games. She just does really well art, but a lot of her stuff is for print, and so she makes everything super super large. Background is drawn in one draw cell. Bad news. The whole background is drawn in one draw cell. Right? How's it going, Bumbledore? Yeah. No, I get, and we've already discussed it, but it's still just funny to me that I just left it in. I had turned it off for so long, and then when I started getting close to things, we started turning things back on to see what they would look like, and I just never turned it off. So I'll definitely be cutting this into a quadrant. What, your mouse? What do you mean? Actually, what is the size of our backgrounds here? Okay, that's good. God, even that's really freaking big. Gonna have to like shave some of this down. There's a lot of things we're gonna have to optimize here soon. Finally managed to package our demo with errors. Oof. Yeah, oh, without errors. Okay, that's a little better. I was like, ouch. I it's so weird. Oh, thank you, baby. Did you have a good day at school? You want to say hi?
Yeah. Hi.
All right, you gonna go do stuff?
I wonder if I can get something to eat.
Okay, well, you better go ask quick because she's going to take off to the store soon.
Okay. Just gonna run, okay?
Okay, love you. Oh, I'll tell her when she comes back out. I'm sure she'll be up in a minute. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be some optimizations going to have to come into play here sometime soon. I mean, if you just look at our folders here, like we have so much crap because we just been using the same one. So as soon as we get this situated, then I'm just gonna rebuild it. And I know that sounds kind of like dumb because we're kind of just keep adding to this shit storm. But I'd rather know everything works where I want it and then build a whole new project and then start sticking things back, especially since I can export. When there's so much clutter, it's hard for me to like start distinguishing things. I just know there's so much scrap. Like all this is all old stuff. Because I was piecemealing this stuff as I got them. So this used to be like a bunch of different little pieces. And now it's, well, there's still some small pieces, but this is one image now and stuff like that. All right, Ben. Love you. Drive safe, please. Okay. And then we'll look into the draw calls and stuff like that. I mean, even this has got to be swapped out still. Oh, speaking of which, I need to put that down on the list. Like, why? What happened to Notepad when did it get weird? I just, somehow I did that. Air spouts? And oh yeah, this thing was looking weird. I don't like that. Why are you looking weird? Right up there. I'm gonna take one of those. Where are one of these? Guess it could be. Oh, that looks weird. I don't like that at all. maybe? Let's see. Foreground. Take this one. So interesting. Alright, so I'm trying to make that look a little different from that one. With that. So 3 maybe? Stuff is done editing. I gotta go. Have a good stream. I'll leave it. All right, cool, man. Yeah, have a good weekend. Thanks for the alert. Hey, thanks for that sub. Wonder why my thing isn't working. It didn't pop up. Very weird. But again, thank you so much. Did you see it pop up? I just heard the beep, so I looked over. Huh. I wonder, I'm wondering if I should make this particle system its own object. What are you doing?
I wonder if I can play Minecraft.
Alright, as long as you guys don't fight. As soon as you fight, you're gonna get in trouble.
Okay.
And someone liked your hair, by the way. What? someone in chat said they liked your hair, as chaotic as it is.
Thank you.
Okay, go, you big ham. You're welcome. Go. You're gonna fall. Girl does anything for attention.
She think he can't play.
Okay, well then just tell Michael to set it up for you. You don't want to play if he doesn't play?
But I want to play with Michael, but he's trying to lie.
Not necessarily. He might be in trouble. Your mom might have said you couldn't play. So do you want to play by yourself or no? Okay, well, if he can't play or if he doesn't want to play, I can't force him to play. So you can choose to play or not.
But I still want to.
I'm sorry. Your choice is either play or don't play. Which one is it?
I want to play.
You want to play. So ask Michael to go set it up for you, please.
Hey.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Ah, kids. Kids. Yeah. That there. I'll put this one. So we have that on the foreground. Yep. All right. I gotta be right back. If I can figure out where everything is. sure I'm gonna get pulled away again here. That one might be getting to be too extreme. Tell Michael I said for him to do that.
Okay.
If I took this and just put it in front, that look better? Those lights. Or not the lights. Where's the water? Ooh. Hey, Isles John, how's it going? Thank you. It's it's getting there. I mean, there's still a lot of gotta get the enemies in, gotta get some animations in. But thank you. Definitely gonna have to do some go back and tweak and get some optimization going on in here. Because as I'm starting to pull things apart, I'm realizing how heavy things are. And I can hear my kids starting to go chaotic. There is going to be an ad starting here in about 10 seconds. Why is that happening? I'm getting some weird. I wonder if that's the water shader. It's kind of weird. Oh. All right. Hey, I got a raid and I was AFK. Sorry about that. Hey, Zibble. How's it going? How you doing? What were you streaming? Figures in one moment I had to go downstairs and get some stuff. Yeah, I mean, if you have links for any of your game, please share them. I am a-okay with sharing games. I am currently working on my 2D game. I only started about 2 months ago. It's not on Steam yet. Hey, neither is mine. I've been working on it for a year and a half, so don't fret. We're getting there. We're getting there, but we still got a little bit of ways to go. A little optimizations, some set dressings. Um, for you guys coming in, this is uh, a 2D action adventure game called Koisugi, The Legend of the Water Guardian. It's loosely based. Absolutely, you got to start somewhere. It's loosely based off the Chinese proverb of the koi fish that swam up the river for 100 years, and then the gods granted it to become a dragon. It's based in the 1800 century Japan when we moved from the samurai to the industrial age. And this is the demo that I am currently working on. I wish I had a trailer or video to play for you guys, but it's still working on the animations, and until I get the animations, I feel like it's a little lackluster at the moment. Thank you. A lot of the influence that is based off of Ori and the Blind Forest, but we're using the art style of ukiyo, which is like Japanese art. Let me see if I have some examples. Here we go. As it is starting to lag. There we go. And so this is ukiyo art. Oh, nice. Like, and correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Like, not necessarily Final Fantasy. What was the other one? Phantasy Star. Phantasy Star was kind of JRPG style, right? But yeah, so we're kind of mixing this, which is kind of gonna be interesting a little bit because we have like some realistic lighting going on, and then we have a very comic book outline style. Chrono Trigger, the old Final Fantasy is like three, up to three, four, probably five. I guess depending on which country you're talking about, huh? It, yeah, Yukio art is really cool. I was a more of a fan of the visual art of Okami. I really dug the way that game looked, but I never got very far in it. I just really enjoyed the art style of it. Oh, and did I break my controls? It looks like I did. That's fun. There we go. Oh, right. Once the character dies, they don't. Eventually, this will be kind of a brawler. Um, like you'll I mean, obviously the fish isn't punching with her fist, but it'll kind of be like a 1, 2, 3 hit, kind of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game, or from my day, the Double Dragon, stuff like that. Ooh. Unity. So I actually I teach game development at the high school level, and so we use the game engine. I just kind of use what I teach them. And since I've been using Unity at least for 10 years, it was just a natural, choice. What game engine are you using, if you don't mind me asking? Proper game before, so I'm using RPG Maker. Hey, no, I mean, there's no right engine, right? Like you choose what you're going to, what's best for your game. It's perfect for beginners. I've actually never used RPG Maker, but I've heard it's matter of fact, my programmer who's helping me build this game, he used to be an RPG Maker. I'm pretty sure it was RPG Maker streamer for a while. And I pulled him over to the dark side. Yeah, that's cool. Who's Pirate? I watch Pirate Software a lot, and he uses Game Maker, and that engine seems interesting to me as well. I don't know if there's any correlation between the two. I don't think there is, but yeah, I mean, if the engine is serving with the game style and gameplay you want to do, it's probably the best. It's a good, easier language. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I remember that day. He's done that like 2 or 3 times. That was crazy for low-end programmers. So I know, I mean, I haven't, the game engines I played around with is Unreal, Unity. I think we were looking at Ogre Engine for a long time. This is some years back when I was messing with, or when I was looking at the Ogre Engine. Um, I think, what was the game that I was playing? Was Tribes built on Ogre Engine? I can't remember now. But I was looking at that because it was $100 or something. And this is when Unreal and Unity weren't. I mean, Unreal's around obviously, but you had to pay like $300,000 or $400,000 to use the game engine. You can mod it. You can use the mod tools to build levels and stuff, but you couldn't make games really. I guess you could, but a lot harder. I actually kind of want to look at Godot, to be honest. I just went shift production to it now. And it's hard for me to kind of like break away from something that I'm constantly using already. Yeah. I mean, again, I don't think there's I think the best engine is, the engine that works best for you. I had a friend, I don't talk to him in a while, so I don't know how it ended up, but just out of the blue, he decided to make an RPG game, and I think he was using RPG Maker, and he made the whole game, and with no experience at all. Like he wasn't a game designer. He just had a game idea, and so he decided to write this story and build this game. So um, I should reach out and see how that ended up. Last time I talked to him, he said he was getting close, but then work schedules and all. Very well said. Oh, I mean, honestly, I look at everything as a tool, which is funny because now I feel like I'm copying pirate software, but I used to get into arguments when people were like, "Well, Unreal's a better game engine." It's a tool. I'm not gonna fight with you on what's better. Background RPG Maker doesn't require any coding to make a full game, but you can code plugins to expand its functionality. Yeah, see, there you go. You got to get your feet wet somewhere. I think, you know, and I don't know where this came from, but I know I went through it too. Um, this whole idea of like, I got to know how to do all this stuff, and I can't use help from anything. Um, it took me a long time to get over that idea too. That's some deep game development belief, Todd. You do not choose the engine. The engine chooses you. Yeah, right. It's how you perceive the spoon, or is there a spoon at all? Um, I mean, I learned on Unreal playing with the editor. Oh, what was it, 2003's editor? And I mean, it's cool. I have no qualms with it. I just don't see it being the best game engine for everything. And I think I get when I got in arguments with people that would, you know, so adamantly about say this is the best game engine, it was more of just like the hubris of it. Like you're an ass. I like Unity for a particular reason. It's never gonna say it's the best game engine. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that. You picked the game that suit you. Yeah, well, yeah, and there's reason for that, right? There's reason why we parrot someone with that kind of a perspective is because it's true. It's hard not to parrot someone when they're speaking truth. Trying to engage in that kind of discussion usually it gets hairy, messy, and a little aggro very quickly. Yeah, it's true too. It's like it's almost to a level of religion, right? Or politics. So I agree with that too. Yeah. Um, and I think, and it's funny because the reason why it sticks in my head so much about Unreal versus Unity is because I wouldn't say I fired him, but for a while I was working with a college that was trying to build the game program, and we had a teacher there who was teaching animation courses using the Unreal Engine, and we confronted him about it, saying, "Hey, you can't do that. You got to you know you're talking about principles, or you need to talk about principles, and you're just showing them how to do things in this game engine, and these are animation students, they don't care about game." And he got extremely butthurt and started attacking, and I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. There's some streams that promote that kind of hate. Absolutely can't stand it. I agree. I think it's stupid. I don't understand. It's a tool. Like I'm sure there's people that say Max or Maya, or but I know at one point Maya wasn't the same company, but they did the same thing. That's true too. That's true too. Me and that guy had a little bit of a history too. Like he approached me at a con, and he was like, "Why don't you teach it in Unreal?" I was like, "Because Unreal allows students to take shortcuts and cheat. I want them to learn the process. I want them to learn everything. And Unity just happens to have this clean slate where I can do all that. And I know they can't cheat in it. I mean, they could if they got really smart about it. But 9 times out of 10, new students don't look for those things. So people can be quite defensive about their favorite engine. Like people get defensive over their favorite games. That's it. No, absolutely. I think it's like ingrained, uh, Coke or Pepsi kind of thing, right? That's that's always been a NES versus Sega. Unfortunately, I was a Sega kid, and NES beat the shit out of us all over the place. But I still enjoyed my Sega. Yeah, fanboy's gonna fanboy. True story. It's got to be like maybe it's all those years of nerds being picked on that now we're subdividing ourselves into these different corridors. Like that one South Park where they got rid of religion, and so now scientists have divided the society. And girls, so it wasn't Nintendo last for so long. Yeah, well, there you go. I didn't. I mean, I'm probably and probably older than I want to admit, but I didn't buy a Nintendo product until I was 20 something. Now I buy them all, right? Like I don't care about. I buy them for the games that I can play on them. And if there's not a game that's on a particular console for that time frame, I won't buy it. I mean, to be fair, a lot of the games I play are on PC. I'm also I love hockey, and so the only system, or the only system that hockey game comes out on are consoles. And so I'll buy a generation console. I really enjoyed my Switch though. I need some more variants. But for the most part, I stick to PC now. Or, I mean, I have for a really long time. But it also made me lose. I don't say if it lost me a job, but it kind of hurt me when I first got out of college. A company called Factor 5. It's been gone for a few years now. They one of their directors was interviewing me and kind of giving me a test to build multiplayer maps, but multiplayer maps on a console. I mean, this is early Xbox days, so I had to actually go rent an Xbox, and I think I think I had to get Halo or something like that, which I hadn't played, and I was not a console player especially for first-person shooters, and so like I had to learn this whole process and then understand why they built levels in a certain way versus how they would build a multiplayer level on a PC. And it was interesting. I don't think I ever got that down though. But speaking of which, the whole reason why I got the interview was because of a level I built in Unreal. So, I mean, Unreal served a purpose for me. Oh, where we at? Where we at? I need more variations. I feel like I'm just duplicating things over and over again. I mean, technically I am. Definitely need that to be smaller. I'll hide that later. Yeah, I mean, um, here's something I found interesting since we were talking about pirate software. I was listening to his interview talking about the whole layoff situation with Blizzard, and he said he started at Blizzard in 2004, I think he said, or 2000, I don't remember, but it was right around the time when I actually got hired from Blizzard. Um, and then he was talking about how much they paid and everything, and I was thinking about it. I was like, "Yep, that was about right," because that's the whole reason why I didn't show up on my first day because I couldn't find a place to live in or near Irvine uh, at the wage that they were starting at. And so it brought. I was just watching that today, and it brought that up. Or they were talking about it, and I was like, "Oh man." And it was like I don't. He said he got paid 10.50. I think the offer to me was $10, which makes sense because I think he said that was for the night crew. And if I'm not mistaken, he might have said 2009. So that was actually 4 years after I got hired. Because I think I got hired in 2005. I graduated in 2004. I think, pretty sure. And it's crazy to think like how crappy they paid, especially for for the area. It wasn't. And I was looking at, so I went to three different places. Well, because I live up here. So my first problem is I lied on my application. I said I lived in California, and I used someone's address that I knew down there. Because they wouldn't interview if you didn't live locally. Oh, the Queen. Okay. Uh, so what is it now? What is the pound? Is it a $1.40 to, I mean, for our currency to your guys' pound? Is it $1.40? I think that was the last time I looked, or maybe that was the euro. But you guys are off of the euro now, right? You guys are back to pounds. Because weren't you when you guys did the whole Brexit thing, got away from the euro? You guys never changed from the pound. Oh, okay, okay. Me and my wife keeps talking about moving to like Croatia, and one British pound is okay. So yeah, so well, okay. So let me just put it this way: like for $10 an hour, a room with no AC would have been 700 or 600 to $700, about £7. Okay, yeah. So there'd have been no way I would have survived, and it was stupid insane. And so then, oh, by the way, I do got an ad coming up in about 30 seconds. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna snooze this one. Um, so when I went down there and I got the job, I looked at a place relatively near to Irvine. It wasn't very far. A place in Oceanside, which is about probably 45 minutes away of a drive, which then I would have to pay tolls to take a faster route. And there was one other place. Yes, baby.
Can I ask my could I make him a surprise? Cause I know he was looking for
Just
gold every day, so I
okay.
get him a lot of gold. So can I
Okay.
show him something?
No, just go play for right now. Okay, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Um, what was it? Okay, so there was a place in Oceanside, a place in Irvine. So 45 minutes, probably 10 minutes, and there was another place in I think Mission Viejo. So that was about 30 minutes. So a 45-minute, 30-minute, and a 10-minute drive. And the 10-minute would have been like $700, $750. Oh, I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm gonna get upset if you're asking how life's going on. Oh, my daughter. Yeah, she's she's cute when she's being good. Did what crash? Do you mean life in this house? Possibly. If you're talking about my stream, no. I'll talk to you about when you go home. But anyway, so Oceanside was the cheapest, but calculating gas and the tolls and all that stuff, there's just no way I could have survived it.
Right now,
Sweetheart.
I will just get my good 10 minutes. I mean 10 seconds to look at my surprise.
No,
Wait, 10
just
seconds.
you can show him later. Please just go
Why?
play. Just go play. Do you want to
Why?
play?
I do. I just
Then
want
go play. Please. No, not right now. Please just go play for right now. Please go.
Alright.
You are being a ham. You see this? She just wants to get on the camera. All right, say hi and then go play, please.
Hi.
All right, love you. Go. They can't even see you back there. Go. She's like slowly creeping away. It's not her. Yeah, she whenever she sees a camera, like she's slides in there. My wife streams too. Who's Katie Bear there? Um, she when she was downstairs doing her streams, she was constantly trying to get on the camera. And then some of her community would play songs to watch her dance. I mean, slanted. Board games. She can be good most days. She can be a terror in others. And then the other one's a teenager, so hey, if you've had that experience, I'm sure you know exactly where I'm going with that one. So I need some pieces that are kind of hanging down this way. Maybe instead of this flowing, I should just have it floating. So the sass is starting. Yeah. Phew. Well, hopefully you don't have as much as I do with the 14-year-old. Oh, sorry. So the ad's getting ready to start in about three, two, one. Please come back if you hang. Not sure for an ad, so I'm typing as well. But thanks for the raid. Have a good night. All that. And thanks for chatting it up. I need that to come down a little bit. Bring that down. Oh yeah. Spikes. Downward. All right, I think it's back. Thanks for hanging out. That's right. Yeah, it's about. You guys are 8 hours ahead. Yeah, in the UK. Okay, so articles needed. Wood explosions, I guess. So when the beak hits this, on midnight should probably follow the. So we'll land a nod soon. Fair. I've been up since about 4:30 this morning. So at this point, I've been up for 12 hours. And I'm sure I'll be up for another at least 8 to 9. Not streaming though. See? No, baby. He is not allowed to come out of his room right now.
Just gonna ask him into
Baby,
his room.
please,
Why?
please. Go play if you want to play. Otherwise, you're going to lose it. Don't cross your eyes, please. Go play.
Why?
Go play. Yeah. I teach high school, so I got to get up early in the morning, and then I get home about 2 my time, obviously. So I've been home for about 2 hours, almost 3. I'll do this for a few hours and get some work put in on the game. Um, and then I'll stream again on Sunday and get a little bit more done. And then I'll take a couple more days off from streaming at least. I mean, the whole reason why I started streaming was get me into playing or working on this. Which is funny when I'm like, maybe I'll play Skull and Bones today on stream because that's the only time I'll have to play anything. I need to name that atmosphere. Then we're going to the tiki bar and karaoke with Dinah. Okay, so I guess I'm not streaming on Sunday. Okay. Hey, conditionally triggered. Thanks for the raid. Conditionally triggered. I like that name. How's it going? Hey, Algae Dust. How's it going? How was your Friday? How'd your stream go? What were you streaming? How's it going? What were you streaming? I am working on a 2D action adventure game called Koisugi, Legend of the Water Guardian. It's kind of a mix between like Ori and the Blind Forest, Echo the Dolphin, and maybe like Double Dragons brawler aspect. It was a short one, just trying to get some momentum back after being sick. Was streaming some game dev, making my first game with some really chill peeps. Cool, cool. If you have anything to share, please link away, share. Have a lovely evening. Things. This looks exciting. It sounds like a fun game. I'm hoping. We got some of the mechanics in right now. The only thing we're kind of really waiting on are getting some animations so we can actually see those mechanics working. But it's getting there, and our goal is to launch the demo at least by April, and then hopefully be in Steam's Next Fest in June. That is our plan at the moment. Hopefully your sickness wasn't too horrible, like COVID or any of that. No long-lasting effects. Everybody around me seems to be getting this congestion thing going on. The point of having a build to show off, so nothing to link just yet. We'll be putting something out in the game package in the next 3-ish months. Cool. Right on. I mean, I always like seeing what other people are doing. I've actually only been streaming for a few weeks at this point, and the community's been amazing. So when you get to a point, please come in and drop some stuff. Thanks for that follow. Is there throat singing? I don't think so, but I've gotten so used to hearing it. This is a music pack that I picked up to put into the game. So I've been trying to play it so I can listen to it and start thinking of where I want to use this. So the name of the game is Legacy of the Forgotten. I'll be around. Cool, cool. Awesome. Yeah, no, I'd love to see it. Yeah, it's been amazing. It really has. Like the amount of people that have been, and again, thank you for that follow as well. The amount of people that have come in and gave support and shown up has been really, really, really cool. Oh no, please go ahead. We're reticent. I link away. Um, I just picked up that pack, that bundle. I think I picked it up yesterday. Um, I am such a humble bundle. I buy almost everything that comes off of there usually. And then I use like maybe a fraction of it. So I have like all these games that I never get to play. I bought in tutorials, books, the sound packs. So whenever I see a new bundle come up, I'm like, it takes me forever to go through the entire list and compare what I already bought before. So I saw that pack like a month ago, and I was like, oh, I should really look at that, look at that, look at that. And then I finally did it yesterday. The alpha in-house test run with some of the devs and artists sometime next month. Once we're all happy with the initial mechanics, we'll be looking at marketing and getting to showcase on Steam with the start page. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, no, it's. I would call it. That is a very elegant way of putting it out. I would call it hoarding. Is probably it looks. Yeah, about books. I used to, because I taught college for almost 10 years, and they would send books to me always, trying to get me to use their books for my classes. And I had probably 200 books that were like how to do this, how to do that, and I carried those things forever. I finally, because now I teach high school, I just put them in there in the bookcase, and if a student wants one, I just let them have it if they promise me they're going to use it, not just use it to prop something up. Now every book I try to get a digital version, because it's just I don't have the space for the books. And not to mention, I'm an avid comic reader. Well, at least I should say about particular IPs. But I mean, I have shelves full of books, but I don't have any space anymore. It's all getting just piling on top of each other at this point. So the one thing that keep like going back and forth on is I think about this. This all came crashing down relatively recently, right? Like in the story. So they probably wouldn't have too much algae. They'd probably have some stuff that rested on top of it, but a lot of it would have been like disrupted if it was sitting on it, right? That's true. And you can find things much easier. Like if there was something you were looking for, you can always do a find word and find that. Mod sprites, actually, if you want to see that, something fancy. Oh, please. Hey, I like looking at things. Yeah, absolutely. Links are okay. I'll just have to make sure. I mean, not that I don't trust you, but I'll just have to make sure it's not on the stream. Talking about the game, and I interrupted. Please go on. Oh no, I am so scatterbrained, so don't worry about it. And to be honest, I really don't even remember what I was saying. Now I do. What I was saying was just, I'm thinking like, so this is a levy, right? Obviously, it's a mock-up of a levy. But the idea is that it's been around for a long time enough for moss to kind of grow on it. And then this guy right here has like crashed into it and broke everything. I mean, Lisa, thank you for that follow. Poor husband is snoring away next to me, so I'll call it a night. We'll pop in. Awesome. Thank you. And thank you for the follow again. Have a good night. I hope you sleep really well. Get some Z's with your husband. So I'm thinking like if Moss was sitting on something and then it got smashed, it would fall, but would it be resting on top of it again? Is my whole thought process in this. Good night. Have a good night. And so I was like, I start putting things like moss on certain things, but I'm like, but it wouldn't look like that. It wouldn't be part of that object. It wouldn't have grown on that object like that. It'd been resting on top of it now. There might be clumps, right? But like this right here, where I make it look like it's part of the of this beam, I don't think that would look like that. There may be like pieces stuck into it. Maybe that's what I need to get. This is the big boss for the unit. Oh, awesome. All right. So you're definitely going like a more pixel base. And I'm sorry if you did say that. Brain is fried a little bit. I dig it. But not like a yeah. And that's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, that looks good, man. I think pixel art can look so amazing. I mean, obviously, I don't think you need it, but I just recently bought a. Here we go with the whole book thing. I just bought. Actually, let me see if I have it. I don't know if it'll help you guys. God, I just got it. One second. Let me see. Or I'm not trying to say that it will help you guys. I just because your art's making me think of it. I just picked this up. Uh, and what really intrigued me about it was there is a lot of things in here that like you can take a picture of your phone.
Can Michael get out?
No, please stop asking. Mommy said if you don't start acting right, she won't get you shrimp.
Shrimp.
So go play and be good and stop coming up and asking me. The answer is no.
Okay.
All right?
But Michael will ever really get out to his room?
Probably eventually, but not right now.
Not right now?
Not right now. Go play.
Okay.
Thank you. Super simple for the sake of building a smooth game. Absolutely. No, that's awesome. Saris. She's trying to, her brother got in trouble, and so she's trying to get him to get out of there. And so she keeps coming in. Can I ask now? Can I ask now? Can he now? Can he now? So that's why she keeps coming in. She can't, that's what makes her annoying is she's adorable at it. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, what I was saying about the book, oh, um, it has like these little tutorials in it, and if you can take your phone, and it will show you like the end result by the QR code. Yes, I trust me. I was like, no, just go. But this is the fifth time that she's done that, so it's getting a little easier. The first time was a little rough. Why do I have a feeling like Unity's getting close to crash? That's taking way longer for it to like update. What? I put 50, not 50. Oh, there we go. Eventually you become partially immune to it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good, good. Thanks for reminding me. So horrible at that. Contextually me. Speaking of which, not only am I going to save it, but I am also going to check it in. So that way everything is backed up. More population. I think that's all I've done. Yeah, more population. An existing workspace tree operation has locked the workspace. What? I got a feeling someone else is working on this. Uh-oh. That's not good. OVIs will only work if the lesson isn't worth being mean for. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Crap. All right. I need to send a message out to Discord and see if someone is on it. That's gonna suck, especially if they did stuff. Usually, I'm the only one working at this point. What part? Why am I kind of tripping, or why Sarah keeps on asking? Oh, because I'm trying to check in the stuff into the thing. Thanks. I'm I'm trying to get in the habit of just streaming still, and I think the music does a lot of that. This is my what would that be, like a meditation, my meditation zone. I want to get into the game. So that, and that's the part where it gets a little tricky because streaming it, I keep being told, hey, you need to talk even when nobody's in the room, because if someone comes in, they think you're just sitting there, and I get so like tunnel vision that I won't talk. I'll just sit there and try to figure out, and it's all going on in my head. Yeah. I think all of us probably do that, right? Like to some extent, we all get into this zone and we just kind of, the whole world just disappears. That's friends in the stream. That's true. I personally don't worry about it if I'm actively working on something on screen. Yeah, I mean, um, I think it's just more of me trying to break out of my kind of like my comfort zone, because I'm very, I mean, don't get me wrong, I talk because that's what my job is. I teach, so I'm constantly talking. But when I'm sitting here and I don't feel like there's someone that I can talk to, I kind of get that introvert in me feeling weird talking. I do think out loud too. So, well, speaking of which, I just remembered. Fortunately, no one got in the YouTube. See, I'm horrible. Like I'm co-streaming to YouTube as well, and I totally just remembered I didn't have the chat up for that. But no one's found me on YouTube yet, so I'm okay. I've only recently developed the habit of talking out my thoughts, if I'm not making. And I think that's the thing where, Katie Bear is my wife. I do talk, or talk out loud my thoughts, but sometimes only certain words come out. Yeah, probably. Thanks, Larissa. That's why my wife was pushing me for this stream, is because everybody comments on my voice. Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't. There's so many things I gotta get in the habit of doing, and I'm horrible at it. Doing. I can't imagine. Like I've watched those. I don't even know what AOS are. I mean, I do, but it's such a weird thing to me when they sit there in that mic and they're like, I don't. I can't get into it. I mean, I've been here for a while, like 10 minutes or something, but you're just taking effort to really respond to what chat says. That to me is the best vibe in the stream. You clearly care about your audience. Makes it fun to get involved, chat. No, be honest, again, it's kind of the reason why I wanted to stream as well, because I like bouncing ideas off. Hey, Anita, how are you? I like talking about the game, and when people make suggestions, um, I like to, take that into consideration. Obviously, not every single suggestion I'm ever going to take, but there's stuff that I'm like, oh no, I agree with that. That makes perfect sense. Let's run with it. And so it helps me with that process too, because I can't even tell you how many times I've sat building something, maybe not on this project, but building something and going just staring at that blank canvas, if you will. Where the lady was just rubbing the mic with her feet, no voice needed. It seems I see, and I don't get that, but I get. I mean, I know it exists. To me, I just don't get it. Yeah, behold the internet. Exactly. I mean, hey, as my wife would put it, I'm not gonna yuck on your yum. It makes you unbelievably angry. Right. I just think it's weird. The rage it unlocks. Gotcha. Hey, to each their own, right? Read books or something. You're making me sound like I'm Morgan Freeman or something. To be fair, though, we started watching the Life on This Planet or something like that, and it's Morgan Freeman narrating. Every time we watch it, I'm asleep before the episode's done. His voice calms me. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Same, same. Where did my list go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Wood explosions. Objects. Wood objects instantiation. Stantuate. I don't even know how to spell stantuate. Stantuate. I don't even know. We'll ignore my horrible spelling. There are some words that have said in a language or with a voice they don't sound like they belong to. I have a physically agitated reaction. Like my nervous system hits the freak out switch. Interesting. I think tones do that for me. So I correlating that. Certain sounds will like just rub me the wrong way. So I guess I can see that. How's your night going, Anita? Oh, totally missed that there was an ad break. Mm-hmm. Hey, 3 strikes are out. Thanks for the bits, babe. That's funny. I mean, some people just want to push things, right? I warned you, don't do it again. Okay, this is it. This is my last warning. All right, now we're going. No, I get it. Yeah, be fair, like I mean, not with sounds, but um, I'm what pretty known to antagonize when something is annoying me too. So Suum is generally wants the best for you. I wanted to have a conversation with you, and the rest of the chat is welcome to weigh in on this. It's a bit of a sensitive topic. Is it all right if I go ahead and ask? Sure. This particular thing was just a different level of annoying, so I just made sure to make it as clear as I could. Yeah, fair. What is your response to critics who may say there are some elements of cultural appropriation at play? The music and art style may give people the impression there are some elements of cultural appropriation. This is something I want you to consider as you move forward with this. So, one of my things when I came up with this idea was it had to stay true. Um, I didn't want to, with the lack of a better phrase, I did not want to whitewash any of it. I wanted to stay as close to the culture as possible. Um, the artist actually is very heavily into Japanese culture, and so she did a lot of research, or she already had a lot of research under her belt. And so I think a lot of her art in her professional life is Japanese based. Though I couldn't tell you what her ethnicity is because we're all online. Um, but I honestly, I mean, obviously, someone can always take the position of, me building a game that's not my culture as kind of being cultural appropriation. But honestly, it's more of a, I don't know, I guess maybe like a love letter to it, if you will. I find the art inspiring. I find the culture inspiring. Um, and so I don't know, where do you draw a line for cultural appropriation when you're a fan of it? Or if, I mean, because I mean, I don't let that that's not my definition. It's not who I am. I'm not a huge anime fan, though I like some anime. I'm not a, um, I don't know how else to kind of put that. But one thing that's very important to me is I wanted to stick to that culture. I did not want to mix it. I didn't want to, I mean, I guess I kind of am because I'm bringing in aspects of things from things of me growing up. But a lot of what it is very Japanese culture with some Chinese culture into it, I guess, because the actual proverb is a Chinese proverb. Because the same koi proverb or the koi proverb in Japan is much different than China. So I I don't know. I guess I would be the wrong person to ask that. I guess the person that I would need to ask is someone who is from that culture. Would they find this, me or another culture rather, building stuff from their culture? Does that make sense? I mean, everything from the character designs um, to the, what each character is from. Uh, we stuck to that lore about the idea of cultural appropriation that, frankly speaking, are not something that should be a factor. A large part of what is viewed as cultural appropriation is thrown about by people who, by their own definition, disqualifies them from just what is and isn't if it isn't their culture. But the only time cultural appropriation comes into play would be exploiting a negative aspect of a culture's history for the sake of popularity. Oh, that's actually, as a white woman, I feel like it isn't my place to say whether or not there's cultural appropriation at play here, but this is something I want you to consider. It sounds as though this is something you have considered. It is. Um, and and one of the things I don't want to say, because I hate this. I hate the rhetoric of saying I can't be racist. I have a black friend, and so when I say this next part, I know it might sound that way, but it really was me asking than it was me trying to put it this way. Um, I had a former student who her family is from Japan. Now, obviously, she doesn't speak for all of that culture, but I asked her, and I asked her aunt and her sisters, you know, how they felt about it, and they really thought it was a cool idea when I was pitching it to them. And then actually, her boyfriend worked on the project at the very beginning of it, and so she saw a lot of the stuff that we were doing. For context, I'm a white person, so obviously I'm not the best person to speak on this, but I think it's important to have people from that culture have space to speak about the project and weigh in on their views and what might not be right for a non-native to represent. Obviously, it's better for if it's made by someone from that culture, and if I have options to purchase a game about a country by a native or non-native, I'm going to go for the one made by. And that's a fair position as well. I mean, it's so hard, especially, and I please don't just make it take me the wrong way on this. It's so hard to find what is cultural appropriation in a melting pot, right? I mean, that wrong or right, this country is what it is because of all the different positions of cultures that came in. And there's some shitty positions that this country has put those cultures through. Um, but we are a melting pot. We are all the cultures put together. And I think that might be why it's hard for Americans to discern between those things. Because we don't, and again, this is purely just me kind of logically thinking about it at real time, right? I haven't put a lot of thought process in this point, but I think because we have all these cultures that we look and we just think that they're kind of part of us, and that might be a wrong attitude on it, but I kind of feel that way in a culture that people don't mind aspects being used by others, and people will laugh if you tiptoe around talking about it. But some things are culturally specific, and we have no right to talk about them and speak to Japanese people about Japanese-inspired game, I guess. Right, right. Yeah, you did. Interesting. I will have to read that article. There's no negative connotation at play, then nobody has the right to refuse the use of a culture in the context of a positive light, especially considering the vast majority of all projects that involve questioning natives and involve cultures have shown every time without fail that the cultures involved see the use of the culture in a fun, positive manner as a good, fun, impressive thing. There's a concept in pagan practice about closed and open practices, kind of a helpful framework for thinking about cultural appropriation. I mean, if you think about it, like, and religion, for instance, is kind of based off religions before it, right? And so, if you really want to boil it down to Christianity, if you want to go that far, and maybe I probably shouldn't bring up religion, but it is based off of multiple cultures and religions before it, and so. Maybe it's just a human thing, and I get it. I get, if people think, you shouldn't do this game because that's not your culture. But then I would almost kind of argue the opposite direction too. I mean, it can get real muddy really quick. It is, and that's why I never wanted to. I didn't want to step on anybody's toes, and I actually, when I had a business partner and we were doing this, that was one of the things I said to him, and he kind of disagreed with me, and I was like, sorry, this is just the way I'm gonna approach this. If we're gonna do this, it has to be all the way. Is the creation of games, artworks, etc., that are geared specifically toward using the tragedy of a happening for clout and/or financial gain. Yeah, and I think if so here's the reason why I even put it in Japan was because it was, and I know it's kind of silly to say, but it was because it was a Chinese proverb, and a lot of imagery of koi are Japanese. At least in what I was researching, right? Like when I was looking at koi fish and stuff like that, we were talking about making the character. There's a lot of traditional Japanese style koi fish, and so that was the whole reason why I based it there. I really don't mean to get political, but I just know this is something that will be discussed. The only way it wouldn't be is if one played the game, but I don't think that will happen. I think people will play this game. How will they respond to it? That's a question I can't answer. It's a question I can't answer. I guess, I am always willing to have a conversation about, if this rubs the, people the wrong way, or certain people of a certain culture the wrong way. And I'm willing to have that conversation and find out what exactly is causing the problem. Now, if it's, and this is probably going to sound kind of shitty, if it's because I'm white and I'm making a game that's based in Japan, I don't know what I'm going to say to that. Right. And I don't have the answer to that. I wouldn't say that's a particular reason, but it's definitely to get the perspective out there. Yeah, to get the feedback's definitely what the demo's for. I don't know. I hope I don't get that backlash. but you know, at the same time, it kind of is going to be what it is. If it happens, it happens. Um, I guess if it happens though, then that means I it was successful. And, um, you know, I don't know. I honestly don't see this in the same light. And I guess the only thing I can think of a comparison to maybe culture appropriation or maybe even just, you know, the phrase whitewashing is, you know, I remember when Ghost in the Shell came out and a lot of people were upset that Scarlett Johansson was playing Major. And, you know, and I understood. I mean, funny enough, the student who I was talking about earlier, she brought it to my attention that the movie was whitewashing. And I was like, but wait a minute, in the anime, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but in the anime, she looks like a white woman and she's a robot. So wouldn't that technically be what Scarlett Johansson's playing? And she made a strong case. And I was like, well, you know, I'm never going to tell you you're wrong. Obviously, that's not my place. But let's have that conversation. Let's talk. Let's go. Let's see where we get to. People can choose what they want and don't want to play either. That's true too. You know, and if to be fair, let's say that this game becomes, you know, whatever level of success it gains. To be honest, at this point, I just want to finish it. Um, if someone said to me like, "Hey, this was a really fucked up game. You shouldn't have been the designer of this game, or you guys shouldn't have built this game," my first response is, you know, well, no one else was thinking about it. And so if I didn't think about it, who would have? It's not like, you know, the game industry is brand new. I can think of one major title that was about a character underwater all the time, and that was Echo the Dolphin. And you're telling me in almost 30 years, there's not been another fish game? I mean, don't get me wrong, there's fish games, but a lot of times there's a lot of different aspects, but there's such a thing as bad publicity, though. If this faces harsh criticism, it could prevent Blindkat from ever banking a successful video. And you know, at that point, I think if it was that big of a thing, I would apologize and say I won't do it again. Right? No, I get what you're saying. I know exactly what you're bringing up a possibility, and you're just kind of giving that perspective. I get you. I'm not being upset about it by any means. Yeah, erring on the side of caution. I get you. So when they are sidelined for opportunities which are literally about their culture, it's literally the worst. Like a multi-million-dollar blockbuster, that's one thing. Yeah, you know, and you know, like well, I mean, like take Elvis, right? Like Elvis, his music was stolen, and he became, you know, everybody's gonna know who Elvis is for the, you know, probably the next 100 years at least. And he never once gave credit. I think eventually he admitted that he took it, but I don't know that for a fact. I can't remember. I missed your last message. Mind if I give a rather dark example? If not, toss. It just gets the more serious side of my point. Oh, yeah, please. Example of appropriation is the infamous force. Use of that would be a very negative choice no matter how you look at it. If someone were to make an artwork or a game to raise awareness for the state of the working force in Japan, even when it wouldn't be warranted since it could be portrayed accurately. In other words, in other ways that don't infringe on tragedy while still highlighting the tragic reality of the situation. Yeah, I mean, okay, man. So, and I know this is a little different, but I think it kind of hits what you're saying there. Right. I mean, and Among Us, to be honest, was a dormant hit, right? Among Us was built well before it became popular. Yeah, no, I mean, but that's the thing, right? Like that's it's it's such a tough thing to say. And then like I guess the only thing I can do is just kind of go, let's build this. Let's see what happens. I mean, if that really is a harsh issue, um, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't. Obviously, I can't be like, sorry for offending you in this particular way. I try to stay true. I'm not going to take it off of. I mean, obviously, people can not buy it, but uh, if this game becomes any level of success, I got people to pay. I have people working on this right now, and if if that really offended someone, but people were still buying it, I wouldn't take it down because I got to pay the bills, kind of thing. And that might sound shitty. Um, I wouldn't do another one though. Let's put it that way. Like if this happened, if that happened, if that took place, and I offended people with this game for that reason, I I just wouldn't make another game that had anything beyond what I knew. When I say there are instances where the opinion of those who aren't native honestly wouldn't matter since they have no place to say what is and isn't. But when something's objectively exploited, then that's when you have a problem. I agree with them. If you're not using something sensitive to the people native to a culture and another who aren't native get upset, that's on them. That's true. Right, and I think it just comes down to, obviously, if I have a small little collective over here and they're like screaming at it, and none of them are actually even part of that culture. And what's funny is I think I just heard of a situation of this taking place, um, but the person I think that brought it up, I'm not actually a fan of, but I'm not going to go into names. But he had a point. What he was saying is like, the people that are being called out, they really don't care to some extent. Sounds like the majority of us aren't Japanese. Really should speak to Japanese Americans, people about it. And I have, and that's what I meant. Like a former student of mine, she was Japanese. They go to Japan regularly. So she was one of the first people I went and talked to, and her aunt. So, I mean, it's a interesting topic. I honestly, I hope I don't offend anyone because I really, really wanted just to kind of like, make this game and set it here because I thought it fits the vision in my head. I guess is the best way of putting it. Quite loud. The best thing that would be to talk to native Japanese culture. If they have a problem, find out what it is that warrants it being a problem. If not, you're good. I agree. Problem is you can talk to 1,000 Japanese people about it, and they could all be cool about it, but there could be another 1,000 I didn't talk to that had no problem or did have problems with it. All right, Algie. Yeah. Thanks for stopping on. Thanks for hanging out, talking, setting it up. Sounds good. Have a good night. I probably need to start wrapping up myself, to be honest, because as soon as my wife gets home, I gotta go help with the groceries. Can't please everyone. There are always going to be people who will be upset just to be upset at something. That's true. No, absolutely. Plan is to take the demos to the cons, and we'll be getting. Yeah, that's true too. So, I'll be at cons, and hopefully people can see it, and I'm much more of the test environment of looking at people play games than I am trying to interact with them while they're playing. I want to see what it's like without me standing there. So if I'm getting negative feedback and I'm watching and people are getting upset, then obviously, then I'll go, hey, I noticed you didn't like something. Can I ask you what it is? And we can definitely go from there. I mean, I'm always open to have conversations about anything if it offends somebody, because I don't want to offend people. I have no problem with offending, if it's right, not just to be an asshole. But my goal wasn't to spark any kind of controversy with this by any means, and I hope it doesn't. I mean, I guess if worse came to worse, no, that'd be horrible. I probably wouldn't do it. I was gonna say we could change the art and the setting and all that stuff if it really was something that offended a lot of people. But I'd probably just ditch the project if that honestly was the problem. Wanted to plan for PAX, but I don't know anymore. It almost doesn't seem worth it these days. Yeah, I actually just talked to somebody about PAX, and they were saying that it wasn't. A question I have is, can someone outside of a particular culture create something that honors it? I really don't know. I don't know either. I mean, I guess, again, that comes down to an individual perspective. I think you could have 1,000 of people from that culture that says, yeah, no, that's absolutely fine, but you can have another 1,000 on the other side that's saying, no, that's absolutely not fine. And so it really just come down to, like, okay, well, who holds the most water? And honestly, the answer would be neither. They both have equal dogs in that fight. And that's probably a bad way of putting it too, but I also wonder, like, and I haven't read that article yet, so I'm gonna take a look at that article you gave me, Anita. So I don't know what they did that might have got some outrage, but I almost wonder, like, if you put it out there, if you go, hey, do you think this is cultural appropriation, for instance? I think you're going to get a 50, maybe not 50-50, but you're going to get some who are just purely going to say, yeah, of course it is. Look at it. You're not anything to do with that culture. And I'm not, but are you saying that because you're looking at me and saying that?
That bad.
Okay, mommy's on her way home. Go play. Go play.
Yeah.
Go. No. And I'm going to tell you no again. Go.
That means I won't ever come out and teach them.
Not tonight. Doing a mountain of research into my topics culturally related. I think it comes down to, say, by making study knowledge, understanding what about it you admire, respect, and what you want to say by making what you're reading. Mommy's here. Go downstairs. I never play Stray, so I don't I didn't know until today that it had some problematic elements. I was in another stream just today that was talking about it. To me, on the surface, it just looked like a cute game about a kitty. But I'm not going to say the criticism are valid. Right, and that's what I'm saying too. From the point of someone who isn't native. Right. So I mean, it's such a weird line, right? Like, I mean, at this point, we're also we're not an island anymore. I mean, the internet has brought us all. You know, we have a global economy and we have an ad. Okay, I guess I didn't have to. And we're back. I guess I was told I was okay. So, what was I saying? So we're much more of a global society at this point, and I'm not saying, well, then that's open range for everybody. I'm definitely not saying that. I just think it's okay. Thanks. I don't know. I definitely think that since the internet, not since, but I think the internet has brought all of us together, and I think, you know, it's kind of hard not to be, I guess, to some degree culturally appropriated, because we have so much media that brings and meshes everything in together. It's cool because I'm actually probably going to be raiding out here in a second. I don't. Kate, did you get food? Or are you still full? That's awesome, Anita. Have a great night. Have a great dinner. Uh, Thanks for stirring the conversation. I mean, I'm good with that. We have pizza still. Okay. I mean, I try to. I mean, I mean, for one, I don't have an answer, and I don't know, but it's also crossed my mind too. So, um, yeah, I know. That's why I'm gonna raid out here in a few minutes, because we got to talk about that. So I got you. I'll be down in a minute. I try not to make rash decisions, and I also try to keep my emotions out of things. And I think a lot of my positioning comes from being, I used to be heavily political, but I had friends in every spectrum of politics, and I've learned how to curb things. Because I used to get way aggressive, not aggressive like I want to fight, but just aggressive in my debating, and it would burn. so much, and I had to bring that back in. What's up, Pubs? Right. Yeah, yeah. The only thing I would warn about is simply that there are some things that are made bigger problems. That's right, and that was kind of my point. Yeah, now Pabs comes in. Um, that was kind of my point with what I was saying earlier. Like, if I make it a point to ask, hey, is this something that offends? I think it's going to bring people who are going to say yes, even when it didn't offend them before I asked. And that's where, you can't have a clean control group. Oh shit, Pubs. She's calling you out. She's calling you out, Pubs. And so it's a hairy situation. If I'm not going to stop making this with the fear of that, because I think that would be the worst part of it. So if it got to a point where it became a larger deal than I wanted to deal with, then maybe I'd do something else. But I don't know. If it upsets someone enough, they will tell. Exactly. Simple as that. Exactly. That's kind of my position at the moment. And again, I mean, I'll I'll watch somebody play the game, and if I see some type of like sour face to them, then I'll ask, hey, what about this is upsetting you, and then we can go from there. No, I want Mediterranean food. Now Kate's got to go out and go get Mediterranean food, Pubs. See what you did? See what you did? I guess pizza can be considered Mediterranean if you really want to push it. Italy's in the Mediterranean. Present like that. It's good as fuck pizza, too. Good as fuck. All right, let's see if I can find someone to raid. Because I have gone way past my normal rate stream time, which is good because I actually need to get a little bit more hours in. Hey, no, things are coming in, Water Artisan. And I'm so glad you did come, because finding that out today was cherry on the cake, man. There's no objective wrong way in what you are making or doing. So a collective opinion is the only thing that should make you ask questions. Until one pops out of the woodwork, just keep on keeping on. If the collective doesn't happen, then you're good. I agree with that. That's exactly what I'm thinking too. Technically, I should go to 6. So, okay, 13 more minutes. It'll probably gonna take me 13 minutes to find somebody to raid. So, it'll be good timing. Dun, 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 dun. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for the raid, and thanks for sharing your opinions. It doesn't have to be. I was going to, just because of the support I get from it, but I don't mind. Or would you be down for a suggestion outside of it? Absolutely. If you got someone to raid, give me their name. Makes life easier on me. Floral Cafe. See, super chill. All right. We gotta talk for 12 minutes, and then I will raid Coral Cafe. Make it an even 3 hours. Yeah, I mean, such an interesting kind of thought, though. Yeah, gotta hit that 3 hour mark. It is what it is. Well, so like I usually get home after work and it's about 45 minutes to get everything set up, get situated, and then I start streaming at 3. Um, and then dinner is usually around 5:30, so I usually stream until 5:15 and then I start raiding out so I can go eat at 5:30. So on days like this, if I can push the time a little bit more, and then it's probably a good for my stats, I guess. I'm trying to think how. I wonder if I can check this in though. Can I check this in? Who has it locked? I got some more population stuff in here. You can see there's some more. And then Anita came in and derailed everything by giving me a hot topic to talk about. And so we've been talking about it for about, well, a good half an hour, 45 minutes, I think. And then there's the goose's butt. The goose's butt. Come on, check in. I'm gonna have to set my program on. Hey, thank you. We have our meeting tomorrow, and so I got a list. That's something else I was doing today, was just making a list of some more art that I need for this. Actually, we need to resize the brick pattern. But we're gonna keep up the great work, both of you. Hey, Larissa, have a good night, all right? Enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend. Hope it's good. Thanks for stopping in and chatting. And now that I know what you look like, I won't mistake you for somebody else next time. I'm telling you, it had to be. He must have heard me wrong, because he doesn't seem that type of guy. Uh, I mean, I don't know him personally, obviously, but I guess he could have been. Crazy, crazy. I'm gonna laugh about that all weekend. I'm just gonna think about it randomly. If I see that guy next week, I'm gonna be, or next month, dude. See you, man. Have a good night. All right, it's close enough. I don't want to prolong just for the sake of prolonging. So we are going to raid Coral Cafe. Oh, I should have. I didn't even think about it because I thought it was him. So I didn't know. YouTube pubs and everybody else who has come in conditionally triggered. Thanks for the raid again. Everybody else that's hung out and come in. Thanks, Nita, for that conversation piece. Guys, I will not be streaming on Sunday like I thought I was going to. I apparently have friends coming in from out of town, which I forgot. And so I think the next day I will be streaming is Wednesday. And depending on what happens over the weekend, I may be playing Skull and Bones on that day. So thank you so much. I'll try to do that. I can stream on Sunday now. Okay, now I'm getting mixed signals. Anyway, if you see me pop up, hang out. If not, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Guys, have a good night. Have a good weekend. See ya.